Hi Jack, hi Benjamin, how are you both?
Good.
Good, thank you.
It's great to be able to speak to you because I had such a good time watching this film. And, the two of you get to work with some real screen icons in this one. You've got Bryan Cranston, Alison Janney, Chris Cooper. So, what did it mean to both of you to be sharing the screen with them?
Ben, do you want
Yeah, no, of course. Yeah, I obviously they're such legends, and it was such a kind of a shock because when you're a fan of somebody, and then you kind of it's the idea that okay, I'm gonna get to work with them. All right, okay, so you're almost like mentally kind of saying, all right, I'm gonna be cool. I'm gonna be cool. But then after the first day, you realize that oh, great, these are just nice, really kind people. So you show up on set and yeah, you really just click and Brian and Allison were just, so kind and so generous and so getting to work with them was a treat from an acting point of view, but also just as people.
Yeah, I'd have to agree. I mean, they were so nice as human beings. So, I mean, they're obviously so immensely talented. So I think it was just a pleasure to watch them do their thing. And I think I don't know. I feel like people always ask me, did you learn anything? And I think just watching them be so kind to people and so easy to work with helped. It just to me it was kind of like the oil on the machine, and it just made the whole vibe of the set a lot easier, and the probably it makes a better outcome in the film.
Yeah, that's so cool to hear. And of course, they are a big part of this film, but your characters, Les and Derek, their relationship is really the heart of the movie, I think, in a lot of ways. So, in terms of exploring their relationship and the brotherhood they have, and kind of the way they dislike each other too, a lot of the times, what was that like for both of you in that sort of preparation in the build up to shooting?
Yeah.
Hmm. I mean, I think, I mean, I feel like there's definitely, I think we just hung out, it was like a small town in northern Canada, and we just had nothing to do except hang out with each other. And our parents were there, like my mom was there, his parents were there, and we just hang out. And I think it just built this chemistry um, that once we played the characters, it just kind of came so naturally on screen. And yeah, it was fun.
Yeah, no, it was just fun to do and yeah, and from the scene point of view, it definitely helped. And I don't know, it was just really fun, almost like these characters are opposites, but at the end of the day, they are brothers. And there is a part of, especially the dining room scene where we're just chasing around the dining room table, and then, moments like that, which really kind of show that, these guys are brothers, despite their difference.
I got to throw my napkin at Ben like two times, like two
I was
different
watching it,
scenes.
I was like, I thought that was just once.
Oh
But
yeah,
yeah,
it's twice. So I just got to just it was I don't know. It was fun. It was fun.
I loved it. And, obviously Benjamin, I love Les's love of the theatre and his flair for performance. And of course, you get quite a few singing scenes in the movie, some of them with Brian, which I imagine must have been a pretty unique experience. How did you go about preparing for those? And did you enjoy those days on set, or did they bring a lot of pressure in a lot of ways?
um, I think both. And naturally, it was obviously it was just listening and listening to the song 2 weeks. Just okay, get it down, get it down. All right, this is gonna be great. And then you go to set and you're like, okay, okay, this is it. You've got to get it, do the song. But I think you're halfway through a take and you suddenly realize I'm singing a song with Brian, and it's just fun. It's such and within this film there's so much research and there's so much to look at and listen to and the theatre greats, playwrights, actors that I just got to dive into, and I think that was half of the fun, being able to consume all of it and prep.
Yeah, how amazing. And then, of course, Jack, a lot of your scenes with Jessica, I think, were real standout, that kind of relationship that forms as the story goes on. What did you enjoy about working with Jessica and diving into how things between your characters really evolve?
Um, I mean, I think I mean she was such an awesome person and easy to work with, and I think I think it was just it was in I loved the script, and I think to film it it was very like it was just very almost I guess hard for me as an actor because I guess the dynamic is the more the scenes go, the more vulnerable he gets until the car scene, and then he kind of breaks down talking about losing his dad, and I think it was definitely as an actor, it was hard to film because those it was like you really have to push yourself to be emotional and vulnerable, and it's but it was also definitely feels creatively fulfilling to me to be like, oh, I did that. That was hard, but it was just great. And honestly, I had a lot of fun in the school scenes because the school scenes I got to film with Griffin and I forget his name, but he plays your brother in Son of a Critch.
Colton.
What was it?
Colton.
Colton, yeah, Colton and Griffin. Like it was only like a week at most, but that filming was so fun when we got to film the cafeteria and we got to goof around and just be kids. And I don't know, it was fun, a lot of fun.
That's awesome to hear. And while I've got you, Jack, I'm not sure if you're aware, but there's a lot of chatter on social media that maybe Marvel is looking at you for Cyclops in the next X-Men film they're doing. Have you heard anything about that, or is that all just news to you?
It's definitely news to me. I mean, I don't. I hope it comes true. I mean, I definitely would love to play that character, but you know, rumors.
Yeah, well, I keep my fingers crossed for you. And of course, both of you have been part of some big movies like Avatar, Pinocchio, but this is an indie drama and a comedy and a really great film. So why is it important for you both to balance those big movies with ones like this when they come your way?
Oh, well, I think generally it was just attractive just because it's a lovely story. And
Yeah.
I think, and lovely stories can come in different shapes and sizes and, different budgets. And I don't know, I just felt like the opportunity to act with Brian, to act with Alison, to act with Jack. And yeah, it was honestly less about the size, but also just generally, it was just a really attractive story.
Yeah, I'd have to fully agree with that. I think a good story is a good story. I mean, it could be the world's biggest budget, and if the story is absolute crap, I'm not going to do it because I think it's just us as actors, we chase good stories, and that's why we do what we do.
Yeah, well, congratulations to you both on this film because I think it's a really special movie that people are going to enjoy. So, Jack, Benjamin, thank you so much for your time. Great chatting to you both.
Thank you.